I'm going to need to ask you a favour. I want you to leave here today and do something for me. And it stems from when I was a teenager. My mother gave me a book called The Ragged Trouser Philanthropist. It's a really old book, published before the First World War. The main protagonist, the hero of the story, is a painter called Owen, struggling on the poverty line. And he reads a story about a man in his town who was so desperate he commits suicide. And not only does he commit suicide, he thinks the world's such a desperate place that he kills his kids as well. And that shocked me. As a teenager, my parents are a source of safety, a sort of security. How could somebody like that do anything like that to their child, to their offspring? I put it in the back of my mind. It was something that happened in years gone by. But my life goes on. I become a dad. 2 great little kids. And then last year, in the newspaper, it happened again. A dad, same as me. 2 kids, same as me. Struggling financially, same as me. Relationship on the rocks, same as me. Kills his kids. Everybody said he was a doting father, and it came as a complete surprise. So, how do I stop myself being one of these fathers that does this? I looked a little deeper, and to my horror, this happens every 5 to 6 weeks in the UK. And I dug a little deeper, and I think I found the secret that keeps me apart from these guys. You see, I believe it's my career. 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago, April 2000, I got my bailiff certificate. To get a bailiff certificate, you have to stand in front of a judge and ask any question he asks on the law of levy in distress. It's what a nerve-wracking experience for somebody who's been in the job for 3 months. And I went up in front of a judge about 4 or 5 times. I like to think I was a good bailiff. In fact, I ended up with a badge. I became a High Court Enforcement Officer. The cream means I've got to do fun stuff like seizing town halls. That's another story. Essentially, this gave me the knowledge. I know how the debt collection industry works. I know it forwards, I know it backwards. And the last few years I've been struggling financially. And I know some of the practices that are being used are bordering on unlawful. In the debt collection industry, there are actually companies that are proud to call themselves probate collection companies, subprime collection agencies. A bailiff, under the guidelines of the Department of Commonwealth, is not allowed to touch those people. But they are being pursued. And then we come to the next part, and that is the stigma of being not economically viable. I've seen it as a bailiff. There's so many people that have worked hard, gone to school, got good grades, got a job, and it's failed through no fault of their own. Yet they have to keep up this pretense that everything's fine, everything's dandy. So what I'd like you to do for me today is go and ask a friend if they're okay. And not just take the first answer, ask them if they're really okay. And hopefully, between us, we can keep a little soldier and a little princess around a bit longer. Thank you very much.